Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to the Quiffcast with me, Rob Baines, Ashley Richards,
Hello.
and Jill.
Wow, what an entrance!
I'll say that name again because that was inaudible beyond all belief.
Just jumped the gun.
This is James Corton.
Hello.
He is our guest for this podcast, and for the eagle ears amongst you,
Eagle ears.
I said, well, con, because we're talking about cons today.
I thought you were just saying "come" with a really bad inflection.
Well, no, that was intentional.
Very
So
funny.
it's so conny. It's ridiculously conny. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be talking about cons today, because we all have been to one.
In some form or another.
Of the three of us, we've all been to a Comic-Con of different sizes and
Areas and
shapes and
Shape,
exactly.
Shape, size,
So-
form, whatever.
everything.
Should we start off? Should we start off, guys?
Yeah.
Let's start off.
We'll start off with you, Ash.
Yes.
Yeah? We'll start off with you. What was your first Comic-Con?
My first Comic Con. My first Comic Con was a little Comic Con. I went all the way up to Peterborough, up north.
All right.
And there was a
Wow.
Comic Con going there called The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, and I went up there to go, and it was my first con, so I didn't know what was going on. So I was like,
Didn't know what to expect.
I didn't know quite what to expect. I just went up there with my friend and met Eve Miles, who she played Gwen in Torchwood,
Yes.
and popped to some. Just looked around. It wasn't that big, really, but I don't know. It was very, overwhelming to see and to be with lots of other people, kind of within your interest of everyone's liking all the same geeky, nerdy films, TV, you name it.
Do you remember what year it was that you went to this Comic-Con?
2013, 12?
2013. 2013, 12. All right. That's interesting.
It's somewhere in the future, somewhere.
In the year 2013, 12, I went to a Comic-Con.
It's like the Comic-Con of all Comic-Cons.
I can't remember when mine was. When was your first Comic-Con, James?
Mine was... I'm trying to remember what month it was, because I know it's 2013, but I can't remember which month it was, because it was whenever Collectomania Milton Keynes was in the year, because I'd been... what was I doing? I was on Job Seekers at the time, and I was trying to get a bit more into like fan stuff, because I knew...
Right.
Who's it? I think I'd done like a Skype interview with a YouTuber who's no longer really on YouTube these days, and I've not heard from him in a while. But Jamie Carroll, who was doing Time Agent at the time, and he was doing Series 4, and I wanted to try and help a bit, so I asked him about it, and then we worked a bit on some of Series 4 when it was actually filming. And then he said he was going to go to Milton Keynes Collectomania, and he wanted to know if I wanted to come along, and I said, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I've never been to one before, so I got the money together for the ticket for the con and the trains, and then travelled down from Manchester with him, and we walked all the way from friggin' Milton Keynes Station to the football stadium where it was being held, and it was interesting to walk around. It was quite crowded, and it was an interesting experience, especially seeing as it was the first time I met you, Rob.
Was it?
Because I think we were. I can't remember exactly how we became friends on Facebook, but I think I might have mentioned to you that I was going to it, and then you might have said that you were going to it, or the other way around. I don't know which it was, and it said, "Oh, we want to meet up or something." So then I think it was like near the end of the con because I'd been around a few times. And I think Jamie had met up with you and Catherine and I think Sam, if he was there. I think I'm not sure.
I think he was. Yeah, I'm literally scrolling through my Facebook pictures to try and. Yeah, Sam was there.
Back. And it was the first time I met you and your mum, which was very surprising. But yeah, and then I think after that we got a bit closer through like messaging each other because obviously we'd met and then we were sharing fandoms like because we were really Doctor Who into Doctor Who at the time. I mean, I still am, but obviously you're a little more into Flash and stuff now.
Yeah.
And then
a little bit. Hold on a minute.
And then later,
a bit of an understatement there.
Then later in the year, we organised meeting up to go to MCM Birmingham in the November of that year, because we were going to go to that con as well as see the 50th anniversary in the cinema together.
Yes, I do remember that well. Very much so.
I think that was probably one of my best con experiences, to be honest.
Ah, there you go.
It was a very like interesting one, I think, because that long walk to the I just remember that long walk from wherever we were travelling from, and
from New Street to Broadway Plaza, was it?
Yeah, I remember Charlotte was dressed as Harry Potter, yeah, to a Doctor Who. She went to the Doctor Who 50th anniversary as Harry Potter. That was just fantastic.
I say we were just like geeking out about various Doctor Who things, and then she's just like the odd one out in the group.
Yeah, just,
oh well, Charlie was also slight because he wasn't cosplaying, was he?
No, well, yeah.
But he was still wanting to see the special.
I actually, my first convention was the same as you. It was in Collectomania, Milton Keynes. I wasn't meant to go. It was like a very spur of the moment thing, actually. We just decided to go last minute, like literally probably a few days before. Because this is one of the conventions where you didn't actually have an entry fee. I don't know if they have now, but and it was in 2011. I went to Collectomania. We were originally going to the Doctor Who experience. We're just literally going to go down to London for the Doctor Who experience. There you go. That puts another day on it. When Doctor Who experience was in London,
but it's for me because I never actually went to any of them.
And I was in my by the looks of it, I was in my blue suit. I was.
Well, I
in my
assume
blue
so,
suit.
I don't think you had your
I met
Crift Doctor suit by then, did you?
I didn't know. That was late 2012. I got that. I met up with a few people.
Cons predated your Good Doctor's outfit. Oh my word!
Yeah, I've had that outfit a long time, but not that long. But yeah, I met up with a few people I watched on YouTubes and stuff. It was a right old lol, I think. Yeah, I'm just looking through pictures now. But that was the first Comic-Con I went to. I don't know if I met anyone at Comic-Con, like as in celebrity-wise. I think it was more the year after that I got into that. I think it was a year after. I don't know. Then there's like times where that got me into the whole Comic-Con thing. I met up with peoples. I think I went to the MCM Birmingham the year following. Still in a blue suit. That was one of the only times I cosplayed as the 11th Doctor.
Really?
Yeah. I think the one and only time. And then the year following, there's my purple suit. And that was the year I met you. That was the year I met you, James.
Hey.
Yes, I remember now. And I've been to lots of cons ever since. Mainly in Birmingham.
Mainly that.
Some in Newcastle. Yeah. Some in... No, I haven't been to one in London.
I've mostly
Milton
just
Keynes
been
is the
sticking
closest.
to the MCMs.
And anything like more
and
northern.
I've been to like some like the is it Star Fury one? I don't know. I think I've been to one like that.
Know.
That's where I met. I think it was a Star Fury when I met David Tennant and Billy Piper and Peeps. And Eve Miles, actually. There you go. And I distinctly remember going to a Torchwood talk, and Eve was talking about the whole cast having like fart competitions in the back of the Torchwood van.
Yeah, I think
It was quite is quite good. Yeah.
I think she said a similar story when I saw her at a talk at Newcastle Film and Comic Con. She's very cheeky.
I'm pretty sure she would have said that at my talk as well. I can't remember.
It's a story for all times.
Do you remember that time we had a fart in the Torchwood hub?
A fart. Oh my god! But yeah, I've been to. Thinking back, I've been to a lot of Comic Cons. What other Comic Cons have you guys been to? You said Newcastle, didn't you, James?
Yeah. That was
any other ones you've been to?
I've been quite a few. I've been
I think you've been to more of a variance of cons than anyone.
I've been to a lot of MCMs. I have not been to Belfast or Scotland or the Belgian one they've got. I've only really been to Birmingham, London, Manchester, and Telford. But unfortunately, for 2018, they're cancelling Telford. And Liverpool, and I think they also said they were cancelling the Northern Ireland one because they wanted to concentrate on the ones they've got here, like the big ones. I've been to Newcastle Film and Comic Con, although I'm not feeling like I want to go to that one anymore because it's sort of like filled out the Metro Arena in Newcastle and it's gotten a bit samey.
Right.
Okay.
Been to SunnyCon, which is a Sunderland-based Comic Con. It used to be in Sunderland. Now it's moved to St James's Park in Newcastle.
Oh,
that's good.
Ironic.
Yeah. I've been to KitterCon, which used to be in the Hilton Hotel at the NEC in Birmingham. Now it's moved to the University of Warwick in Coventry. Other than that, there's been Anime and Gaming Con is like a specific sort of breed of cons that have been on in various different places, but they've had a bit of controversy behind them, so I'm not going to those really much anymore. And other than that, I don't think there's really any other ones I've been to that's like more like local cons or anything like that.
You get around, James.
I do. I mean,
my
my photography tends to get me around to various different things.
What do you think is the best Comic-Con
that
you've attended?
I'd say it's like it's quite difficult because
Slam that on you now.
I think Birmingham being like my first main one, other than Collectomania being like my absolute first one. I think Birmingham being my first MCM and my best experience with it being my second con and it having all like the 50th anniversary stuff and things like that. I think that like has a special place in my heart as like one that I will always try to go to no matter what, since it's only like an hour away on the train.
Yeah, I always think that the MCM Birmingham is more of a social one. I always think of it. I always think of the MCM Birmingham as a social, and I think so. Preferring to me, I like Comic Cons where it's more about the social for me with Comic Cons now. We're like on the early days where like going to Collectomania is like, oh, I need to see this person. I need to see this person. That's what this is the main thing. I want to get my picture and say, but I'm not that bothered. Like the Comic Con we went to recently. I wasn't bothered about seeing any of the guests really, especially now that the prices are going up a bit.
Yeah.
But it is definitely more of a social thing for me, and seeing people, catching up with people, meeting new people, things like that. Really, that's what cons are for me.
Yeah.
What kind of cons? What kind of cons, Ash?
What kind of cons?
Yeah, just for you, like that you've been to.
Well, there was that one, as I mentioned earlier, up in Peterborough. There was this kind of like this little model convention that was in Brighton from 2014 and 2015, but unfortunately that's no longer happening because some
Money?
stuff has happened there, which they don't want to. It's just been not been getting a lot popular.
There's loads of controversial con stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
Controversial.
And then it was just LFCC and MCN. But then I had then there was one time at LFCC where it was just mega busy and it just wasn't a good experience at all. And I've been put off LFCC pretty much ever since. So I'm just stuck to MCM London and Birmingham.
I think generally cons are getting busier because the whole going to a con thing is becoming a lot more mainstream. Yeah, I was going to say it's a lot more mainstream because there was way back when that you'd see Comic-Cons as a stereotypically nerdy thing to do.
Yeah.
But the fact is, a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon and sort of accepting it as a social event now more so than
the San Diego Comic-Con effect, where it's like with San Diego Comic-Con you've got Marvel films and all the big films and TV shows that all have their own panels and people can get into, and it's like an exclusive event for people to get in and see stuff, and then it's like it sort of becomes like a trickle down effect to more local cons and things in countries where it's like there are these TV shows that you watch just as a normal viewer, not just as a geek person or something like that. It's like, oh, I'm going to go see this person because they're on my favorite show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's more a family thing now.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot more families get involved. I think last MCM, not the one that's just gone, when I was cosplaying as Ant-Man for the whole weekend, I had loads of people, little kids wanting a picture with Ant-Man, and I thought that was really cool. There's one time where I got chased by someone because they're like, I want a picture. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you small. Ironic. But it's really, really awesome. And the same happened this year because I was cosplaying as the Flash. That was a good Comic-Con.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, shall we?
Yeah.
Most recent con was the November 1, 2017.
In the Birmingham MCM.
In the Birmingham MCM, yeah. But more about that after the advert break.
Oh.
Ooh.
Introducing Quifco's new QuifCon 2017. It's literally at the 30th. It's literally gone. So
We missed it.
It's happened. But
Oh,
don't worry, there's one in 2020. So don't you book your tickets for that now. Look at all the exclusive Quifco merch, including all of the Quifco products out on the stalls, and meet and greet with all of the multiverse's Robs. And every Rob is there. All the ones the Doctor's there, Rob's there, Rob's there, Rob's there, Rob's there.
Be sure not to
Cody's
step
there.
on Mini Rob.
Don't step on Mini Rob. He's got a little matchbox stall, so just be very careful of that. There's also the perspective. There's all these kind of enemies, so they're in their own. They don't want to be too close to all the good ones, so just be careful which side you go in. But a little tip: just get one of their autographs because pretty much they're all the same. So save some money there. But yeah, pre-order your tickets now and get to QuifCon in 2020.
How much are tickets?
Tickets they start at about one. Just one.
Just one.
Oh, we're just going one
million.
One.
No, one. It's just £1, really. Yeah, just £1.
That's pretty cheap.
Does it include this Quiff Legion experience?
Oh, the Quiff Legion experience. Yeah, that is £100,000. That is,
So you get the full effect. You get
to go on an adventure.
Oh.
It's like the Doctor Who experience kind of thing, but it's like
you get to
Quiff
go on an
Legion based.
adventure, but you might not come back. So it's at your risk. But £1 and 100,000. It's a no-brainer.
Sounds like worth the money.
Well,
The chance to go to another universe with Rob, and Cody
makes
actually.
sense.
He might hop along as well.
Might be there.
Yeah, chance of a lifetime. I must say that I did say that the ticket price is £1, but there is like a delivery cost.
all right.
Because the tickets get printed out from another universe, so there's a bit of a extra. There's quite a big travel cost on the
really?
delivery.
Right.
So
What's this?
no email sending. It's about £1,000
£1,000.
delivery.
That's not too bad.
So,
Cross-dimensional postage.
So £1,001.
yeah, £1,001 really. Yeah,
Pretty cheap.
but yeah, it's pretty cheap. Pre-order now. The tickets are going fast.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the back to the most recent Comic-Con. We went to Birmingham, and we did a bit of for the first time ever, we did a group cosplay.
We did.
As our favourable characters from the popular television program The Flash
On the CW.
on the CW. I was cosplaying as The Flash, like I mentioned. We had Ash. Who are you cosplaying as?
I was cosplaying as H.R. Wells
H.R. Wells from season 3.
of The Flash. So
Yes.
I was there with my drumsticks, hat, and yeah, myself.
Sweater vest.
And your coffee.
I didn't. I had my coffee for a bit, but then
Ran out.
carried it.
yeah, ran out. And
I like how when we were going on the first day. We were at the train station. You casually went to chuck your coffee thing in the thing. Like, no, you need that.
No, you need it.
And he actually fished it
I didn't
out.
think
He
about
fished
it.
it.
It's a cosplay
He fished it
essential.
out. Yeah, it was funny. What were you cosplaying as, Jay?
I was cosplaying as Cisco Ramon, or if you refer to him as Vibe from because well, he's Cisco from series 1 onwards, but it's like, when's he technically Vibe? It's like mid season 2, isn't it?
I cannot remember actually.
Because he started
I
using
think
his powers a
didn't-
lot
he
more in
didn't-
like season 2.
Yeah, he didn't have a costume though. Like
Yeah.
until,
I think it was about series 3. He got his
season
costume.
3.
Yeah, his jacket
Yeah.
and whatnot. I did not have the jacket, but I want to get it at some point because it's a really cool jacket.
It is quite a cool
One day
jacket.
soon.
But you also, your other alter ego, James, was photographer
Photographer
James
me,
Cotton.
yes.
for Doctor Hero.
Yes. Thank God someone actually pronounced it properly. I do
You
put
gotta have like one of those. You gotta have one of those like sort of speech, like little speech button just for people to pronounce it with
It's like Google Translate. With
in
the
phonic alphabet.
I need to check that and see if Google Translate would actually say it like how I think it should be said.
But that's a big thing now, isn't it, James? For you, at
Yeah.
least, you getting into your photography.
Yeah, it didn't. It was like weird because it didn't actually start out as like photography as my main goal, but it sort of evolved
No.
into that.
Yeah, and it sort of turned to a gradual hobby.
Yeah, and I'm sort of, the thing is, for 2018, I'm planning to turn back slightly towards what I originally planned to do back in 2015 when I started. Well, I'm obviously not going to stop photography. I'm just going to like sidetrack slightly.
What's
You
this?
get a bit
other
of
thing?
variance in there. What is that thing?
What is that
It's
thing?
doing cosplay music videos because the
Oh,
way
I
I
see,
started doing photography in 2015 when I started my page and whatnot on Facebook. I know of a few cosplay photographers that go to a few MCMs regularly, but it wasn't something that immediately interested me. But having worked on, as I said earlier, on the Time Agent series, a friend who I haven't talked to in a while, Richard B. Brooks, was filming that with a Canon 600D, and from what I could see, the footage looked really nice. So I thought, if I ever do any filmmaking or anything like that, I'll use my 600D, which I eventually got in 2013.
Yeah,
there you
And I went to Birmingham MCM in the spring for the first time in 2015 and thought, I'll do a video here. So I had like a big sign which said, if you want to be in a cosplay music video, come over here. So I got a fair bit of interest with my big sign.
Do you still have the big sign?
No, I took it away. But the thing is, it worked all the way on the first day, and then I got about halfway through the second day, and then the staff came up and say, "Oh, you need a press pass to do that," and it's like, "Oh, okay." And I sort of like folded it up and then took it over and then like
chucked it in bin.
I didn't actually chuck it in the bin there. I sort of brought it home, let it rot behind my clothes basket for a while, and then chucked it away when I didn't think I'd need it again. But on the Sunday...
That's an extra bit of detail that you just didn't need to know.
Yeah. on the Sunday of con, I went to this meetup of a specific fandom that I am still in, obviously, but I don't go to too many meets usually. And I was taking video and whatnot, and then I just realised this thing I'm using to record video is a goddamn photo camera. Why don't I try and take some photos? Because they also had a photographer there that was doing that. And it's like, I took a few, and I liked the results. Created a page. I can't remember whether my name was like that immediately when I made the page, but I think it might have been. Posted what I had taken, and I got a nice response from it, so I thought, I'll try and do photography instead of videography, because it seemed a bit simpler at the time, because I didn't have half the equipment I have now. It was just me and my camera, and a cracked version of Photoshop on my computer so I could edit things in Camera Raw.
Yeah.
Because I'd done a bit of photography at uni, and obviously that had given me the experience to say that shooting in Raw was a better thing because you could edit things better. And I've just gradually improved over time from going to various cons, working with cosplayers, working outside of conventions, so I'm not exclusively tied down to just shooting at cons. I can have a bit more freedom with locations and
time.
Rather than be constrained to the con duration.
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah,
that's good. I've always like favoured. There's quite a lot of good channels on YouTube that do like cosplay music videos. There's always like a
best one to check out is Sneaky Zebra. They
Yeah,
are.
that's always the one that comes to mind.
I think they work with Nerdist, or they're like employed by Nerdist or something.
Yeah.
So they are like the top end tier of like cosplay music video makers.
Yeah. Well, they are really good. It is amazing like what kind of how big Comic-Cons have gotten, where it's like there's a lot of different people. You know, you can see all these different types of people. There's the family types, the cosplayer types, different levels of cosplayers. But you know, there's kind that make their own costumes. There's the kinds that probably spent a bit too much money on their costumes.
Yeah. There's loads of people who just go ridiculously over the top. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just there's
more money than sense.
Yeah.
The ones that go by themselves and just walk around expecting photographs.
Yeah.
Photo, please.
There was literally quite a few. There's quite a few cosplayers who just literally look like they went around by themselves. Like every year is the same cosplay. The Stig, for example. There's always a Stig.
I haven't actually seen a Stig cosplay in a while.
I've literally seen Stigs. I've seen the Stig every year at that MCM Birmingham.
It's the same person.
It probably is.
Who knows? We don't know his face.
You don't know. You don't know who it is. You don't know if he travelled with anyone. He might have just been full character from the moment he woke up that day.
Some say he comes to MCM on his own. Some also say this, that, and the other.
Some say he is very sweaty.
Well, we know he's MCM Comic-Con Stig.
Not that much more of a ring to it, but hey. But yeah, the last Comic-Con we went to was really good. I really enjoyed myself.
Definitely.
I didn't spend that much money, actually, to be fair.
No.
I thought I would have done. There was a lot less fidget spinners out than I expected. I thought there'd be a lot more fidget spinners on the stalls.
I didn't see that many either.
No, I was thinking there's going to be tons, but no, there wasn't.
Maybe the
saw a couple of Batman, Flash, but that was about it.
Yeah.
kind of the stereotypical one. So,
But yes, it was very cold this time round.
And
I was very thankful of the cold last November when I was in the Ant-Man costume, because I was just like, oh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. It's like, I feel fine. And then, like...
10 minutes later,
when I went back inside.
I'm melting.
I'm melting. It was... But I did get used to the Ant-Man costume eventually.
yeah.
But I did really enjoy being Ant-Man. It's great. What kind of future cosplays do you think you guys would do?
I'd like to do more Harry Wells cosplays.
Because you now have the Council of Wells to explore cosplay.
Yeah, I've got Tom Cavanagh's characters just got loads of variants and that lot. So I especially like to do Harry Wells. The one where he's got his little gun. That's the one I quite like to do.
Little gun.
Well, it's not a little, but it's it's a big gun.
It's a big gun.
We saw the gun, didn't we?
We did see the gun, which is going to be the perfect kind of base.
We met up on the Friday of last Comic-Con, and we went into the Entertainer. Was it the Entertainer? The toy shop? Yeah. Went in there and we just saw it. It's like, oh, that's the one. I said to Ash, just get it. We'll get some spray paint. Let's do it.
We'll get some spray paint.
Quick
the little time
cosplay,
we had.
done. The time we had, yeah. And that's the first time we met. Well, no, it wasn't.
No.
It was the first time. Well, no, it wasn't actually. It was the most time I've spent with Rob, who's been another guest on the Quiffcast. The first time Charlotte met Rob, but the first time I met Rob
and the first
was
time
like
I met Rob this weekend.
Was it? Is it the first time you met him?
In person.
There you go.
Well, the only time I met Rob before that was like for 5 minutes on a corner street in Cardiff when it was the official Doctor Who convention in 2012.
Ah.
That's the only time I met him, and I don't know who the hell he was. He was just like, he's like, I'm Rob. I was like, oh yeah, you're Rob. Yeah, I am. There we go. Let's get this started. I was like, well, no, hang on, I don't know who you are. But yeah, that was the first time, and then we started talking and stuff. But it was nice to have a proper like hanging out with him for the first time. We were saying like, we're doing a big team flash. I suppose, do you want to be only Doctor? Okay, you'll stand out a bit, but that's fine. It's like, okay, right.
Okay.
So like whenever we're doing the big team flash photo shoot, Rob was just standing there with his Sonic's like, yeah.
So I'm here. Hello.
Yeah.
I got my Sonic.
I got my Sonic. I'm my own franchise. There's always like it was nice seeing there's lots of different cosplayers this time round. There wasn't as many Harley Quinns as the year before.
I think the Suicide Squad ears kind of died down.
Yeah. Still a few, but
there's always going to be a lingering one.
What would you say was like this year's like
theme
popular cosplay? Every year has it.
Justice
Every year has
League,
that, like,
I think, was a big one.
There's a few Justice Leagues.
Because I remember there was a decent like Aquaman, Superman, and I think Batman at Birmingham MCM back in but March, and then there was also the Justice League movie version of Flash at this one in November, and I think there's been a fair few throughout the year from what I remember. I think. Sorry,
did you say what any cosplayers you'd like to do in the future?
I do have like a list on my I can't think what the thing is on my page, but I haven't really been added to it recently, and I think I need to look into it a bit more. I want to do some Overwatch cosplay at some point.
I'd like to do an Overwatch cosplay, actually. I'd like to do Tracer.
I was going to say, are you going to do a gender bent Tracer?
I'm going to do a gender bent. No, I'm just going to do general. I'm just going to do the female one.
Work on those thighs.
I've got to work on those thighs. I've been do my squats.
If I could gain the confidence, I'd probably maybe want to do like one of Roadhog's skins at some point.
That'd be quite good.
Which would be interesting. Oh, I could actually do his new one that's been released for the Winter Wonderland.
Isn't he like a walrus?
Yeah, he's kind of like a walrus,
something?
kind of with a giant. Was it like a 3-pronged hook almost? It's like, I think it's. I can't remember. It's like something Fisher. I'm going to quickly look. Well,
Yeah.
but I think Overwatch is like a big
video
thing for
game
me,
characters.
Yeah, video game characters are big up for me, and I was about to spell that into freaking Google. I can't. My brain.
Video game characters.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna get a lot of
my
things on there.
brain can't.
Can't even.
Can't even right now. It can't
Even
even.
process.
It just can't even.
So yeah, Tracer's one that I might be doing in the future. I think I'd like to do Tracer.
It'd be similar to what you
Um,
want to do with Flash, seeing as you want to get the tachyon thing for the
Yeah.
thing, and then Tracer's
Yes.
got the chronal accelerator on it.
Yeah, I want to
Chest.
improve my Flash cosplay and like with the Tachyon, because the Tachyon device on the Flash from the TV series on the CW, just specifying that because there's a lot of Flashes out there now. But the first time I saw the Flash was in Supergirl when it was that crossover episode, the World's Finest episode, and he had a Tachyon device on. I was like, that's the look. I want to do that look at some point. I've always loved the series 2 season 3 look. But with that that was only brief. That thing was only brief, but it's like, I like.
It looks good.
I've got a bit of a habit of wanting to do a cosplay of the character I like when I first saw them.
Yeah,
So it's like
makes sense.
I've always wanted to do like the Iron Man Mark 6. I've always favoured the Mark 6 over any other armour of Iron Man, because that was the first one I saw.
I see.
Ant-Man, exactly the same. I always favoured the main
You like the
Ant-Man
original one,
costume
not
because of that.
the one in Civil War.
Not yet.
No.
Or the one that's going to appear in Ant-Man.
I think that's an improvement.
Infinity War.
I think the Ant-Man and the Wasp suit is an improvement to the Civil War suit because it's got the belt back, and I like the belt. I like the belt. It took so long to make that belt for my Ant-Man cosplay. So like when it wasn't on Civil War, I was thinking,
It's like, that effort wasted.
you lost the belt. But yeah, I can't remember any other cosplays I'd like to do. I don't know, actually. I was lingering on Spider-Man at one point.
It's not that hard to do.
But no, that's the thing.
It's
I was
not
wanting
hard
to do
to be able
Deadpool.
to get
I was
these-
wanting to do Deadpool as one at point as well, but then I was thinking, everyone does that. So,
Go out
so-
the box.
yeah. But there's not that many cosplays I've got in mind.
No.
I like cosplaying as my GTA character, but that's quite easy.
Like inside joke thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do. This is a bit weird, but James knows this, and Ash knows this, but I don't think Ash is. No, he hasn't.
I don't know. Hit me.
I like cosplaying as my doctor.
Oh yeah.
Because it's interesting to see how many people recognise me.
Just like from YouTube and things.
Yeah, and it's
always him.
it has happened actually, because like when I've been to Comic-Con as my doctor, people have recognised me as the Quiff Doctor, and I've little kids, which is really nice.
That's cool.
Like I remember giving a little kid a high five because he recognised my doctor. And I was like, that was like a moment for me. I was like, yeah.
Like, that's the one YouTube has made me.
Yeah, I was like, that's just, if anything, nothing else happens, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's surprising how many people did recognise me. Surprising, like when I did the Comic-Con where Ant-Man was my cosplay, the first person to recognise me didn't recognise me for my suit. They recognised me for me, which is nice. It's like, I want a selfie, you're Rob. I know I am. So it was like, yeah, it was really good. But yeah, I definitely would do my go as my doctor at one point again. I think if I'm, lost for ideas.
You sort of owe it to
think
yourself with Quiff Legion.
I do. I should just cosplay all of them.
One day goes yourself, next day yourself again.
I just wander off for a little bit, and I'll come back. And say, where's the doctor going? Oh, he's gonna. Then I have a shave. or
Just have all your
something.
costumes in a bag and just change in and out.
Yeah, just do that. Or
Wait a minute.
I'll just have every costume on, and then boom.
There you go.
I am the Quiff Legion.
It's Quiff Legion in one person.
I'd shave one side of my face.
I am everyone.
I am the Quiff Legion. I'm the ultimate Quiff Legion. But yeah, have we ever mentioned that the first time I met? We must have done. First episode of the Quiffcast probably mentioned that I met you at Comic-Con for the first time, Ash. No, it wasn't. Well, it wasn't at Comic-Con, but we met up for Comic-Con, didn't we?
Yeah.
The first time we met. That was different. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
As a final note, I'd say, well, I've said it before, but Comic-Cons are more about the social aspect for me. A lot of people take different things out of Comic-Con, and the thing that I take out of it is the social experience, meeting up with people that you don't often see. I mean, I don't often see you guys.
Exactly.
And especially with the Birmingham one, it's like a centre point, and it's just a nice couple of days, or 3 in some cases, if that's the case, where you can just be yourself, be, just express yourself with your inspirations and your passions and your favourite characters. You just mess about. A lot of people do mess about. Some people are totally in character, which is great. But it's just generally nice to be around people who share the interests as you.
Absolutely.
And just have a catch up.
Yeah.
So if you listening, you've never been to a Comic-Con and you like these kind of things, like you like a franchise that is, like superheroes and stuff like that, and you've never been to a Comic-Con, I'd say give it a try.
Definitely,
I don't know about you guys.
definitely.
Give it a whirl. Yeah.
I think it's like best way to do it. If you're not sure on some of the bigger ones like MCM or something like that, look for ones that are in your area, like the smaller, more local ones. Start with those, see how you get on, and then if it's the sort of thing that you think, I'd be up for like going to like a city like Manchester or London or Birmingham or wherever there's a bigger, more organised one where you'll be like, maybe, I want to go see this star because it's like they're going to be at this con, or some friends of mine on Facebook are going to this and meeting up. I want to go see them too because I haven't met them or I haven't seen them in a long time or something like that. It's like organise something together and just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Just test the
definitely.
waters.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's how I started off. I started off, as I said, pretty much small. As the one that was in Brighton, that was very small. And then I thought, you know what, I'll go to LFCC.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely worth doing.
And it's not like compared to how they literally were called comic conventions, and when they first started out, because they were purely about comics. But now they're a lot more varied, and as we've said, there's a lot more stuff you can do at them, like cosplay. I do photography. Some people do videography. Some people do like they get press passes and like report on it journalism wise. I know not everyone's going to be like, but you could like do blogs, vlogs, things like that. It's a big like kettle pot of things you can do. You can like go see guests. You can get prints and stickers and merchandise and bags and clothes and
you can
plushes.
spend money. You can just spend money.
Yeah,
that's it. You can, if you want to. There's lots of nerdy stuff you can get. Just Christmas shopping for nerds. That's a Comic-Con.
That's why normally you spend my Comic-Cons finding presents for
how
people.
my money goes.
That's pretty much just how my London MCM turns out, because usually it happens like just after I get paid. So I'm just like, there goes all my money.
I
Spent
just
it
got
in
it.
London.
What a great
Like, why
way!
am I so poor now?
What a great way to end this Quiffcast. Just explaining that it's just spend your money.
Spend your money and be social. That's the two tenets. Spend money, be social.
Yeah, be social, spend money, and enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
definitely.
Do what you want. Anyway, yes. So hope we've influenced you to potentially go to a Comic-Con in the future, because we've had great experiences from it. Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. From us, tell them the Quiffcast sent you.
Yeah.
When you go for the ticket thing and say, you know what, the Quiffcast sent me, and they'll be like, what are you on about? I don't know. So, so thank you very much for listening to this Quiffcast. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, or whatever you want to do to the Quiffcast on multiple social media platforms, and stay tuned for more Quiffcast content. From me, Rob Baines, from Ashley Richards, and our guest for this episode, James Colton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, is that it? Oh.
Oh.
Bye.
Goodbye.
You had to, didn't you, James?
You had to ruin it.
Of course I did. It's what I'm good at. Should I stop mine?